The revolution was started by police brutality, where Khalil Said was brutally beaten up and killed by police, and people took to the streets and protested. In Malawi, when the citizens were out in the streets protesting against fuel shortages, it was the police that were brought in to clamp down on the protesters. We have examples in Uganda, in Zimbabwe, in Swaziland as well. So in these instances in Africa, other parts of Africa, it would seem that the state has been complicit in furthering police brutality, as opposed to South Africa, where the state is not necessarily issuing instructions for police to go out and clamp down on protesters.
Yes, it's arguable that the state is not complicit and is not brazenly issuing instructions to say, go out and brutalize the citizens. But I just want to point out to some of the statistics. I want to, for example, refer to the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Police, which during the financial year of 2010 to 2011 had evidence that the police paid out in excess of 11 billion rands, which is about 1.2 billion US dollars
in civil claims
to pay for damages where citizens, or at least victims of either unlawful killings or wrongful arrests by the police, which amounted to the police then having to pay damages after due process in a court of law. Now, that amount amounts to about 20% of the budget of the police, which is an extremely high amount. There is no demonstrable evidence that those police officers who cause such cost to the police have in fact been held to account for their actions.
Rogue police officers costing the state a lot of money, and are you holding them accountable?
There are a number of issues. The issue around litigation. In any police service, litigation is one of the most challenging aspects to be dealt with. Can it be completely done away with? Not quite.
But it shouldn't be going up as well, because it reflects police engaged in wrongful action.
What is the basis? It bothers us. We must make sure that we deal with behavior issues. We must make sure that our protocols of arresting, we must make sure that we follow, procedures. And that will help us to reduce our litigation bill. But, the issue of litigation, you can never divorce it from an environment such as ours.
But surely if it goes up, it does indicate problems, Eldred.
What I think everybody is accord with, we need an honest assessment of the state of policing. Yes, it's easy to compare it to others and say we're doing better or doing worse. The perception is reality. If we say that an ordinary citizen do not feel free to approach a police officer to do their core function, which is to act in the public good and to add public value through the service they render, not necessarily arrest people, not necessarily interrogate them, not necessarily investigate. That is all after the fact. Most of police work globally is about problem solving. And I don't think we have the kind of timber of police, nor the professional police who can solve a problem. I phone a local police station, a constable answers the phone. Somebody without the prerequisite experience to be able to act as a referral agent and to be able to assist me in my dilemma. That's the issue.
Have you found similar?
Yes, regrettably we found similar in our research. In that part of the training, we find some alarming gaps in certain things that should be happening, even at an operational level and even at an accountability level.
I think, Police Commissioner, you have disputed some of what's being said.
You have to give me more time. No. Three of you against one.
There's no against. We all want a police service that works.
And I want to say to you, we are sitting here comfortably debating because this country is safe and secure. You spend your day in your businesses today. You could wake up, go to your business, you can go around and do your research.
That's a result of our transition, Police Commissioner. Let's get back to
I want to say to you, it's because we render safety and security. We ensure that the economy of this country continues to run.
So there are no problems in the South African police service, not that justify any changes.
I have said to you there's continuous improvement, and there are challenges.
Today we are talking about police failures as a result of the scenes that have been playing themselves out all over the world. This is not the time to talk about your successes when a man is dead, a family is without a breadwinner because he's dead. Let's acknowledge that.
I've never said do not talk about it. I've said put everything on the table
Just
so
this
that there
week,
is
you are
appreciation.
testifying at the Marikana Commission.
Yes, I am.
Would you still say that the police did the right thing on August 16th?
When I give my testimony, you will listen to me.
That's the police commissioner. Well, thank you very much for a very illuminating and very difficult conversation that we should all be having. And it is a global conversation because we've had statistics from the United States, from Nigeria, from Sri Lanka, and Mexico in particular. Thank you, Police Commissioner, for joining us. Ria Pierra and Eldo Tlek, thank you very much for joining us. And Noel Kututwa, thank you. Thanks for joining me on South to North. You can tweet your questions, comments, and opinions to @AJ South to North or find us on Facebook. See you next week.